Everyone gets their heart broken sometimes. But what about when it's not someone we love, but something we love that breaks our heart? So I haven't shared anything on here for quite a while. I either got stage fright or I've just been really busy. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but I have so much drawing process video to share with you that I just wanted to put it all together, get it out there. Also an update on Ben, my horse, who was breaking my heart earlier this year. It's good news. And I wanted to talk a little bit about creative resilience, how we do what we do when we face discouragement or disappointment. It's something we all encounter. So thank you for being here. Do all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, comment, say hi. I would love to chat with you. And I'm going to dive right in. So let's talk about creative resilience. We all get our heart broken sometimes, not always by lovers or relationships, but sometimes by professional or creative endeavours. I know that I've had my fair share of disappointments over the years, and this year alone I've applied for jobs and opportunities that I've really wanted and I haven't been right for, or I've been overlooked. And I've had a company that I really admire use my work without permission and then just flat out ignore my emails. And also I've had life changes and different things going on that have really kind of perturbed me creatively. So that in itself has been a different kind of heartbreak, not the most obvious and stinging kind of heartbreak, but kind of a bit of a slow, gentle malaise. And not to dwell too much on the sad stuff, I'd rather look at what we do to turn this disappointment into greater work, greater motivation, greater drive. So the most important thing that I try and do when I encounter a bit of creative heartbreak or professional disappointment is to take that disappointment and turn it into motivation to do better. And it might be a little bit working out of spite, so I don't know how healthy that actually is, but I like to sort of get in my head that, okay, you overlooked me or you didn't want my work, I'm going to try and make better work so good that you are sorry that you missed me. And that might be a bit petty, it might be a bit spiteful, but it is one way to take that already kind of sad and negative emotion that you feel when you get disappointed or you're not right for the job or, any of those things. It's a productive way to turn that sadness into something positive. But that's how I deal with those largely kind of obvious and sharp disappointments. When you get turned down, you get rejected, you get overlooked or told you're not good enough in a sense. The other thing that I've been feeling a lot this year is like a kind of discouragement, which is a different kind of feeling. It's a lot harder to overcome. In fact, over the last couple of weeks, I've been so overwhelmed with kind of this sense of being lost, not knowing what I want to do or where I want to go. And the only way I've been able to break that is to just sit down and start and keep going. And it's turned into its own momentum. I know that's so obvious, and I think it's something that people talk about all the time, which is like, just do the first 5 minutes and then everything rolls from there. But it's something that we sometimes need reminding, and I definitely needed reminding these last few weeks, is once you start that ball rolling, everything is easier after that. And I felt it so strongly. My motivation's gone way back up again now. I'm starting to, I think, come out of this kind of wandering sadness in terms of my creative purpose or my professional purpose. It's a natural consequence of a big life change, like adding a second child to our family. But I still wasn't prepared to feel the way that I have been feeling about my work and about my professional career and things like that. So as I navigate that, the only way I've really been able to sort of drag myself out of this weird feeling is to just sit down and try anything, not worry about the wasted time or like, am I going to go in the wrong direction and go so far down that path and it's the wrong one. I think it's just better to make a decision and do something, and if it is the wrong path, well, oh well, at least you're halfway down a path at all, rather than still just standing in the one spot, stupefied by not knowing what you're going to do. Found the saddest thing in my studio. What's this? This was such a wild little bug to find hanging in the corner of my studio. I rarely even see this kind of butterfly, so I don't know how it got in, or I don't remember seeing it in there either. And it was just all sad in the spider webs in the corner, which, you know, there's a lot of spider webs in my studio, so bound to happen. So I promised an update on Ben. First, we'll talk about Princess sleeping in our yard. While Ben was injured, we had to send him down the road to a friend's place so he could be in a covered stable for 3 weeks. And Prinny missed him really badly. So, and excuse the disgusting flies. We had a huge fly plague during this time of year. I don't know what was going on, but there was a lot of flies. But yeah, a little girl, she missed him. She came in and had a little nap on our lawn, which was pretty cute. And that is a horse dreaming. I'd never seen this before. But her pinning her ears and baring her teeth, she is a mare, so it tracks. But I thought that was pretty funny getting to see this. But it also might be a little bit sad because it probably means she hasn't been sleeping that much or that soundly without her companion. So horses, as herd animals, they don't like to be on their own. But meanwhile, down the road is this guy getting sick of it. Had enough of being in this stall. He was so great though. It really, this whole thing that we went through with his injury was really reaffirming for me that he is an incredible horse. He's so patient and kind and funny. He was bored out of his brain, so we just played some little games. But yeah, so 3 weeks in a stall with minimal movement while he had a cast on his leg, so one of the cuts could heal. While that was happening, we were waiting to try and figure out if there was another cut up under his fetlock, which, if you know horses, and I didn't really know this back then, but if you get cuts near the tendons, it's really, really dangerous. It can be fatal if infection gets into those sort of little networks in there. As you can see, he came back pretty all right. He had a lot of ups and downs as we took him off antibiotics and things like that, and it was scary. I was crying a lot and convinced that he was going to die for about 3 months straight. But now he's fine. I'm still not sure if he'll ever be 100% or if he will be rideable again, but regardless, I'll always keep him. He's the best. And an update on my weekly drawing series. It's now totally derailed. At the time of filming these bits and pieces, I was still going pretty strong. I think I got up to about week 26, and then I really had a time breakdown. We had a lot going on with my partner finishing his university degree, and the focus just really shifted, and I didn't have time to be doing kind of frivolous stuff. So I put that aside for a few weeks, and then when I came back to it and started thinking about it more recently, I decided I didn't like the style that I was working in. Of course, I'd get about halfway and go, I don't want to do it this way anymore. So I'm trying to decide in my mind whether to change tact and keep going, try and catch up with the weeks and just do it in the style that I want to move to. I don't know. This is my eternal issue with trying to do tarot cards or oracle cards, is I just can't work the same way for so long. The consistency kills me. I need to think about it some more. I'll get back to it.